In a world with an overkill of sports podcasts, two men are brave enough to make one more. A show where topics are endless and brackets are king. Fan stream sports and the Rink brothers invite you to help make decisions of a lifetime. With a choice between Fruity Pebbles and the DuckTales theme song can change the course of human history. Sports has a new face. Podcasts have a new enemy. And the world has new heroes in March Chadness.
Welcome into March Chadness. We are your host. He used to work part-time at a Five and Dime, and I walked into the outdoor. He's Nate. I'm Chad. Together, we're the Rink brothers. Nate, how is your week?
Exhausting. Staycation should not be this exhausting. Having
That's right.
fun
You were
should
off.
not make me this tired.
You were off this week, but did you deal with the basement issues?
Basement's taken care of. We got the driveway done. We're getting a new door at the cottage. Spent about, I don't know, half of this week at the cottage. It's been exhausting.
Yeah.
But
so
lots of fun.
Is the cottage rock going to be gone now for the door? Or is it going to still be there for just sentimental reasons?
Keep it. We can't get rid of the security rock.
Exactly, the security rock. I had a good weekend, normal week, but Adam, who was on the 21 Pilots episode that you can go back and watch on fanstreamsports.com, an early plug for the show, on the show, which is weird. He turned 21 in January. And so I want to try to do something with all my kids for their 21st birthday. Shout out to John, my oldest, who is 26, who has still not got his 21st birthday because it was smack dab during the COVID shutdown lockdown. So the goal for him is either later this year or next year, take him to a Cubs game in Wrigley Field, which is what I did yesterday with my son, Adam. So he drove because he's got I don't want to take the van to not have Sarah have it. He's got a newer car, so he likes driving. So drove up. We left at 6:30. It was a good drive. One little spot had rain. Driving up off the lake, it was beautiful. A little bit of rain at that game, so it was a good pitcher's duel. And I knew it would be because it had Roop and Ben Brown. Shout out to Ben Brown. He has been phenomenal for us. Yeah, so it was 0-0. Ben Brown giving up one hit. I think he hit a guy and he walked a guy. No real hard nothing really crazy. And Devers comes up in the fifth, and so they pull him. And I even I'm like, what are we doing? He has 80 pitches. He's been dealing. And I said, Devers going to hit a homer off this guy. I know it's a lefty-lefty, but and I even said, I know Devers is probably worse against lefties. And what happens? Devers hits a home run. They go up 1-0. Luckily, PCA has been on a tear, ties the game up. We're excited. Giants then take the lead in the top of the eighth. So it's 2-1. Again, we're heading home. So I'm like, part of me is I want to win. I want them to win and a walk-off would be great for our first game for Adam at Wrigley. But I'm like, dude, if we go 12, 13 innings, it's we were going to be 130 probably anyways getting back. But I'm like, all right, then they're up. It's 2 outs, 2 strikes. Who comes to the rescue again? But PCA. Another one goes yard, ties it up in the bottom of the ninth. We hold in the top. And then that play was just a weird play. They held, the runner, Swanson, goes in because Ballesteros is super slow, which I don't know what would have happened. Swanson was in, and he would have just stayed at DH, and we would have had no other position players at that point because Adam and I were keeping track. Bush hits a single. It's a hard single to right. They were holding Swanson up. Jung-Ho Lee just does not pick it up cleanly. Swanson goes in. Pandalirium. It is phenomenal. We are going nuts. We're just hanging out there. We get outside, and it's such a nice, beautiful day. They have a band that was there, on a stage playing. And I was wondering, if we would have lost, would that band have been we're not doing the band? But it was such a great feeling. It was such a great feeling walking downtown. we drive back. It's just like, it's a fun, when you have kids, if you can spend time with your adult kids that are out of your house, it's always a great thing. But we had a tremendous time. About halfway home, it took us 30 all the way home and back. It's no big deal. It didn't take us that much longer. I was off the freeway. We're on 30 about halfway home, about 3 hours away, and we almost hit a deer, which, as Adam said, would have put a damper on what would have been a great weekend. And I'm telling you, I drive roads and stuff. I've seen deer come across. I have not ever had a deer that close to the car before. It was in the berm between the two lane, and it just popped out. And luckily it didn't just freeze. It just went. And it was weird because neither one of us got that. Like, have you had it where you like a deer's come out in front of you? Or have you hit a deer? Like, you were like jacked like for the next 45 minutes. We were both kind of calm. He's like, I'm so calm. Like, I don't know why. I am too. That was the closest I've ever hit it. And then later on, we were about an hour and a half out. There's like one deer is like sitting in the left lane and another deer standing there. And the deer looks at me, they're standing, and they both go. Like, I'm thinking that one deer was just sitting there, probably the son pouting, like, I'm sorry, Dad. Like, and Dad's like, you better get out of the road. It's just the weirdest thing. And then we got
something
home
going on. Just this week, Aiden and Maddie were driving. They said one was just running directly at them. Like, the
deer, like, maybe like we're not like the robot overlords. It's gonna be the deer. Speaking of the robot overlords, so I went to Pittsburgh. So first of all, if the Ricketts are watching or Hoyer, I've been to 2 Cubs games this year. We've won, and we have stopped a losing streak. This was a 3-game. Pittsburgh was a 10-game. And I brought my kids. So if you can, flip the bill for me and at least one or any of my kids to go with me, I will go to the rest of the games to help us win everything. So, but when we go to Pittsburgh, you can prepay for parking. It gave me a little QR code. I was thinking that's great. Like, to Chicago, I got the confirmation once I put the car info in. I don't have, like, it just says just drive in. I'm like, that's weird. And we get there and it says just drive in, and we pull it. We are like, as the thing goes up, we're pulling in. I get a text, welcome to it's like they knew we were there, and it had to be tracking from my phone. And as we left, it was like the thing goes up, thank you for like, it was the craziest thing. So the robot overlord. So it was great. We went through Valpo because we were taking 30 because we got off that exit to eat at Chick-fil-A. And then we went through Valpo. So it was cool. You see the Viking Chili Bowl. Shout out to the Viking Chili Bowl. Old Wright's Barnyard, which is now Zao Entertainment. I don't know what, Zao Island or whatever. The Dragon's still there.
Yeah.
And then we're going through, and I see Sturdy Road. I'm like, if we take a right here, we can go to the Jensen's. And so it was a great time. Cubs still, I think, my new shirt they're not like, they got too many holes, I think, to really push. We were talking about, I think they'll still make the playoffs because the Central's so good and everyone else is bad. What are your thoughts on the Cubs? Like, what do we need?
We need the pitching to be healthy. We can't be giving up 3 touchdowns to the Giants. I mean, 18-3, like it.
We would have left that game really early.
We're hemorrhaging runs. So we need to shore that up.
Yeah, Brown's been our best pitcher, and then
Imanaga's
good when the wind's not blowing out.
Right.
And if we get Steele, I know Horton's done for the year. I think that's the one spot. Like, our offense, we've got holes in our offense, but I think we can be okay with that offense. Because I think when Shaw's healthy, he's going to be better than Alcantara. I think Alcantara's just not ready to face major league pitching. But I think at the deadline, we need to go get a starter, like a Joe Ryan type guy. Like, you don't need to break the bank to go get, because I think that, I wonder if the Tigers got off of Scooball, they would be asking for a fortune. I like, just go get a Joe Ryan guy that's going to eat innings, and then maybe another bat. But as of right now, Bregman was getting booed when he left the bases loaded late in that game, and rightfully so with his contract. Like, between him and Swanson, the money that we have tied up to them, and they're not there. And then before we move on, Jay Hay threw out the first pitch, and it was funny because Jay Hay is loved, but it's funny because Adam's such a huge baseball guy. He's like, he goes, had they not won the World Series, I don't think Jason Hayward would be looked fondly upon by Cubs Nation because of the contract that he got. He did not perform. And when your biggest accomplishment as a Cub is you gave a speech during a rain delay, that's kind of like, and I love Jay. Don't get me wrong. I love Jay Hay. But
he was when we got him, we spent that money and he underperformed at the plate, but his glove, his defense,
unreal.
Like, so me and my buddy James were always defending him. It's like, we're paying him for his glove. All right.
Yeah. If we get anything for the bat,
if he doesn't give the speech to rally everybody, he's not going to be thrown out first.
No,
pitch.
like he's not. No.
I don't think he's going to be like hated, but he's not going to be thrown out.
No, he's just like, it's going to be like that contract and stuff. And then, so the best part is like, so at the Pirates game, J.K. Simmons threw out the first pitch, which he's a big baseball fan because our mom and her husband ran into him at a Reds game. I think he threw out the first pitch there. I think he likes to keep score too. So he threw out the first pitch. And he throws out the first pitch to Patrick Starr, Fabregat. It was great. And then at the game yesterday, I was like, oh, he's going to throw out the first pitch. It was the guy I can't remember what insurance company. It's the guy that tells you not to be like your parents from those commercials.
Yes.
That guy. And that's how old I am. I was so excited. Like, dude, I have never been more excited about like J.K. Simmons, Patrick Starr, and the don't be like your parents guys. Like I was telling Adam, like I think I was more excited that guy was there throughout the first. And dude, he laced one in there. It was great. He's from Chicago. I was like, I think I was more excited about him than if it would have been like Ariana Grande or somebody. Like it's just like so he threw out the ceremonial one. Hey, Jay Hay came out and did it and stuff. And then I was wondering if they were going to have somebody do the seventh inning stretch. They just had an old hairy clip. It was phenomenal. Nice. It was great. And the glasses half drunk. It was great. So a good time. Let's talk. Let's switch to like the Bears. That's the biggest sports news outside of the finals and the World Cup, but it's soccer, so we're not going to talk the World Cup here. The Bears it looks like they are moving to Indiana. What are you like? Are you livid like some of these Chicago fans are about the Bears just moving the stadium to is Hammond, isn't it? They're moving to Hammond or something.
Hammond, yeah. It's like an hour away. It's the same distance, if not closer, than Arlington Heights, where they were talking about moving it in the suburbs,
right,
in Illinois. As long as they're still the Chicago Bears, I think it's criminal that anybody in the organization allowed this to happen. But I'm not all butthurt about it. If they're still going to be the Chicago Bears, I mean, the New York Jets were in Jersey, and the Jets
and the Giants are both in Jersey, I think, aren't they? They both play in that stadium. Yeah. I don't like if they try to change the name. That's where I'm going to be like, what are we doing?
Absolutely.
Like if this is Chicago Bears, they can be the Chicago Bears while in Hammond. Like I said, if the stadium is going to be closer than what it was going to be, it doesn't matter. So I think it's a nothing burger. Whatever. It's crazy. So that was just interesting with the Bear stuff. So let's hit on, like I said, it's kind of weird because there's not a ton of sports stuff going on except just baseball, but it's still kind of we're still trying to figure everything out. Dodgers are good.
We got the finals.
We have the finals. So let's talk NHL first. I really wish I was home. I was glad I had that trip, but like that hockey game was unbelievable. I was not really following it because I was at the game trying to just be in that moment. And plus we were driving home just talking and stuff. And then my buddy Harrison gives me a text. He's like, dude, Carolina scored 3 goals in 39 seconds. And I still have not watched it. Like 2 goals in 39 seconds is wow. I don't know what, I guess I haven't seen it. I don't know if you saw it or watched it. I don't know how they scored 3 goals in 39 seconds. I know
I watched the highlights this morning.
Yeah. Well, I know they count the first goal, and that's when the timer starts. But still, that's like crazy to score 2 more goals, getting the face-off, and I don't think because it was still, I think, early enough. They may have pulled the goalie, but I don't know if they had.
Yeah, I think the third one was when they had pulled the goalie and they had extra guys. Okay. So
gotcha.
Yeah, it was a goal, and then there was a face-off, and they got it right, but then they got another one. Yeah, I'm mad I didn't watch it. Kurt's a big Hurricanes fan because he lived in North Carolina for a little bit. And so he invited me and one guy, Mayo, his one neighbor, to come watch it. And I was like, man, I'm at the cottage. And then I just kept looking at my phone and they're texting each other like, this is brutal. And I looked down, it's 3-0. And once it was 4-0, I didn't even check my phone again. I got up this morning. I was like, wait, what happened in this game? So yeah, I watched the highlights and I am really mad I didn't watch this game.
Right. I mean, and it double overtime too, which is just tremendous. Like I tell you, playoff hockey, so good. And I know Carolina this year, I don't know what their shots on goal were, but I know they had issues. But like it's Vegas looks like they should have won game 2, and they didn't. But I think it's still anyone's Stanley Cup. I think it's like I think each team
has blown 2 goal leads.
Yeah.
In all 3 of the games. So yeah, I don't. It's not over until it's over.
And it looks like Anderson's been good all year, and he got pulled because he gave up 4 goals on 16 shots. So they pulled him, and then Bussy was the one that gave up the overtime goal.
But I think he stopped 17 goals in the 3rd period alone. So
it
was working better.
Yeah, I mean sometimes you just do that, and it's gonna help. I think Fredrickson, I think he still starts. I just think he's their better goalie, and you're just going to have those kind of things. So that game will be Tuesday, and I believe it's going to be in Vegas because Carolina is the one. So we'll see. Like I think if Vegas goes up 3-1, I think it's probably over. But again, I don't really care either way. Like Tortorella was he was the coach here at Columbus for several years, and he kind of turned them around, got them to the playoffs, which we have not seen very often here in Columbus, as we've been a team for like 25, 26 years, and we have one playoff series win, which is brutal. But we can't keep anybody. We had the bread man, Panarin, and he's just like, Columbus kind of sucks as a nightlife living. I want to go somewhere else. And so he went to New York. And we're just hard to keep those kind of guys and stuff. So we'll see. But and I had no problem, but Tortorella kind of seems like he's kind of like an a-hole just in general. Like he did some good things. Like he loves dogs, and he had a thing to help stray dogs and stuff like that. I mean, I think he's a good dude, but he's just like that hard-nosed, like old school coach. I had no problem with Tortorella. Like I thought he was kind of a good dude. I liked his press conferences because he was like no nonsense. Like that's a stupid question. And I kind of dig coaches when they do that, as long as they're not, belittling and demoralizing the, person asking the question. But you got to call out stupid questions because these journalists sometimes ask the dumbest things. So I don't, like I said, I have no skin in the game. I had Carolina losing in the finals anyway. So if they lose just to a different team, then I can at least hang my hat on that, I guess. I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah. NBA finals. We got to talk the Spurs blew it. They just did. Brunson spoiling newsflash. Brunson good. He's good. The Knicks, like I said, it was funny because after game 1, because Wemby was no bueno in game 1, I saw an article by the New York or something. Someone had an article have the Knicks figured out Wemby. I'm like, okay, can we not, number one game, the Knicks figured him out.
He's done for.
I'm he's horrible. Trade him, get rid of him. But yeah, the Spurs just blew it. They had I think an 8, 7, 8. They had a lead, and they just down the stretch couldn't do it. Credit to the Knicks though. Then, but the Spurs, number one, Wemby with that foul was brutal. But then they're down 1, they get that rebound. He starts dribbling. And I think it was Castle might have been going down the sideline, and Wemby took a dribble. Castle, he's not even looking at him. Wemby throws him the ball and just hits him in the shoulder, and that's when Brunson got it, and they had to foul him. Or was that when it was tied? I can't remember. That was nuts. It was he wasn't even looking, and they still had timeout, and it was 7 seconds. It was just a weird thing. I think it was just the inexperience and the youth. And that's why another thing, I have no problem with positionless basketball. It's kind of cool when you have guys, but when you don't have that one true point guard guy, because I played point guard all the time, and dude, my job when someone else got the rebound, I was out like, give me the ball. Give him an outlet. And every now and then, if you knew like, hey, no one's back and release, but like, someone should like Wemby at least get it. He was looking right at him and he just threw it. It was, I think, just out of habit, like, let's get this out going because he thought he had the break, but he wasn't looking, and it was kind of rough. Again, I have no skin in the game. I'm as a Bulls fan, I was never a Knicks fan, but I don't mind this team.
No, I don't. There's not a John Starks on there. I'm like, this guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, they look like they're the better team. They should win this. They had the Spurs have had double-digit leads in the games and blown it. I said before this, I think they're a year away, and I told the boys, I was like, just mark my words, in 3 years, we're going to be like, I'm so sick of these Spurs, because they're going to get a few. All they got to do is, get just a half decent point guard, and then these young guys are going to be another year older, and I think they're just going to be dominating, but I don't think they're going to be able to beat the Knicks. Cat has been playing really well against Wemby, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the size, and he's got the weight on him. So, and Cat's not a bad player. I think Cat, I think he gets too much blame, but I think he got too much like hype. And he's a good player, but he's never was like what I think they thought he was going to be.
Right.
And Bridges is such a good defender. Like they were down what 2-1 to Atlanta in the first round, and they have not lost since. So I think like you said, they're the better team. They got more experience, and I just think they're just better. And like you were right, the Spurs are a year away, but they're gonna be hard to beat unless people take on what the Knicks do, because they have figured out a way to stop Wemby.
They have figured it out. Yep.
They have figured it out.
Wemby's announcing next year is his retirement tour. He's hanging it up. They've got him figured out. Why even play anymore?
Why even play? So, we got a few minutes. Baseball, to go back to that, I don't know, the season, I don't think it's not too crazy. Like in the American League East, you've got the Rays are leading the division. The Yankees are one back, and then it's like 8 and 10.5 back with everybody else. Boston, Baltimore, Toronto, I think very disappointing. So I think people had high hopes, especially Toronto and Boston. But 10.5 at this point is not, your season's not over. The AL Central, Cleveland, which is surprising ahead, which is even more surprising, the White Sox 2 back, and you got Minnesota 7, and you got the Tigers and Royals, who I think also highly disappointing, especially the Tigers. I think were one of the ones I think people thought could make a run. They're both 10.5 back, but again, still manageable. And then you've got in the AL West, Seattle again on top, Texas and the Athletics and Houston all within 5 games, and then the Angels, who are just always bad, 10 games back. You've got
when they have Danny Glover and Tony Danza.
Exactly. And
Angels
let it in the fans. Let's go. Did not make the baseball movie podcast, which you can go back and watch on fantasysports.com. The NL East, Atlanta's just rolling. They're 9.5 up on Philly, who's in second, and then you've got 11, 14, and 15.5 with the Mets with one of the highest payrolls sucking, which always makes me happy.
How mad would you be if you were a Mets fan right now?
I would be pretty mad. The Brewers are starting to pull away in the Central. They're 5 up on St. Louis, 6.5 up on Pittsburgh, 6.5 up on us, 8.5 on the Reds. The Reds, the only team in the division under 500, and they're 1 game under 500. So I think that's the only thing. The Brewers, Adam and I were talking about the Brewers, where as a baseball fan, I kind of dig what the Brewers do. They do it like with smoke and mirrors and some magic, because they really don't have like that guy that like, oh, we have to worry about this guy in the batting order. They really don't, because Yelich is not that guy anymore. Like guys like Bowers and stuff are fine, but they just got guys that get on base, can hit. Their pitching staff is elite. And so as a fan of baseball, I would love the Brewers if they weren't in our division. And Adam had a good point, because Adam's like, he doesn't like the Cardinals, but he doesn't have the hatred that we do, because most of his life, the Cardinals kind of haven't been great. We kind of smacked them down in 2015, 15 a little bit, and then we just been that. So, but he's like, he goes, I hate Milwaukee because that's the team that's been the thorn in the Central.
Right, and we don't have that because we grew up with Milwaukee in the American League. So
exactly. So I'm like, which is weird that I'm like, it's like I always think of Milwaukee, like Cecil Cooper or Gorman Thomas. Yeah, exactly. So it's weird, but I don't like them. Because I always I look at them like they're not good. They got a good pitching staff, but they're lined up like Ortiz, Sal Frelick. Like, what are we doing with this? How is the team winning? It's like Breaking Bad. They can't keep getting away with it. And then of course the Dodgers. We don't even need to talk about the West. Dodgers up 8 on the Padres, 8.5 on the Arizona. But Arizona sucks. Like, and then San Francisco, Colorado's 18 back. Like San Diego, some reason they can't put it together. So I think in the NL, I think I think Atlanta, Milwaukee, and the Dodgers are going to be in. So then you've got. Is it 3 more? Because you got the wild card. Yeah. You could get 3 teams out of the Central. But I think someone like Philly could get there. But we'll see. There's still a lot of baseball left. We're not even at the All-Star break yet. So just a little bit cover of that.
As it stands now, the wild card teams, if it ended right now, would be Cardinals, Phillies, Padres. But then we have we're 0 games back, so the Padres just have us slightly, even though we're 0 games back. But then it's Pirates, Cubs, so it could be Cardinals, Pirates, Cubs, or Red. We could get 3. I mean,
I think if we
win
can
a game, us and the Pirates, it would be all 3 of us.
Yeah, so. I think if we can get the second in the division by the end, we'll be in for sure. I think whoever's second in the Central is definitely going to be in. Probably whoever's third too, and then just hopefully we can turn around. Hopefully get. Pitching back, do some moves and that kind of thing. So, all right, we've got a bracket for you today. If you've been a follower of March Chadness this whole time, we are on episode 32. That is crazy. 33 maybe? I think it might be 33. I put it in the comments. So, thank you for watching this whole time. You remember our very first one was sitcom TV theme songs, and there were so many we said it has to have lyrics. And then we did cartoon theme songs. And then now we're doing another TV theme songs. It is TV theme songs, just instrumental. So I'm excited about this. There's a lot. There's some good ones we had to keep off. So we'll do some honorable mentions. But as of right now, we will turn our attention to the brackets for this episode of March Chadness. We love those brackets, y'all. They're talking brackets, y'all. We love those brackets, y'all. I bring the bracket up. We will go as we normally do. We will just go over the entire bracket first, and then we'll take each game by game, go through going from 32 to 16 to 8 to the Final Four to the champion. If you're not watching us and just listening, I don't know how you're doing that because we're only on YouTube right now. We will drop the audio later. You are from the future. Number 1 seed, Magnum P.I. against Doctor Who, 8-9, Alf versus ER. You got the number 4 Knight Rider against 90210, Miami Vice and the Munsters, the 5-12 matchup. You've got Night Court, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like the CW's only good show ever. You've got Brooklyn Nine-Nine, a 6 seed versus 30 Rock. You've got the Simpsons Futurama, a Fox cartoon off. Law and Order as a 2 seed against Home Improvement as the 15. The other section, Hawaii 5-0. I don't know which one of those we'll talk about should be the number 1 overall seed between Magnum P.I. or Hawaii 5-0, or maybe another one that I just missed. Against Seinfeld, Peter Gunn, Cosby Show, the 8-9. King of the Hill, X-Files, 4-13, 5-12, Sanford and Son, Kids in the Hall makes a late move in. You've got the A-Team against Doogie Howser, Andy Griffith, Benny Hill, 7-10, MASH, Parks and Rec, and then you've got the 2-15 to round us out, Mission Impossible and The Office. So, Nate, as we look at that, what are some initial thoughts and then some of your honorable mentions that did not make it, but should get a shout out because they are good theme songs?
Knight Rider should be the other number one, if not the number one overall. That is my biggest beef. What did you have, a 4 seed? That's egregious.
I did. I think it got a
aside
4 seed.
from
I think
that,
because there's some voiceover, so maybe it got pushed down because some people may not think it's officially instrumental.
they're crazy. As far as ones to shout out, like Airwolf is one of my favorites, but that's not widely known. But Police Squad is amazing.
Yes.
And the I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched are classics, but a little old. Quantum Leap's a good one. MacGyver. So just some little ones. And
there was a lot that we had early on, both of us, that were like from our era. Like Dallas, Little House on the Prairie, you mentioned, like Airwolf, Quantum Leap, those kind of stuff. So we wanted to bring some newer stuff in. I didn't put too much cartoon ones in though. We could have put, like, Emily's very, very upset that the Adventures of Gumball are not on it, as she's probably out there watching it right now.
My kids said the same thing. They were also mad about Dexter. I'm like, you guys have never even seen Dexter. What are you
exactly.
What
are you doing? I thought about putting Gravity Falls in because that's a good one. There's some the three that had kind of really could have made it on. Little House on the Prairie, I do like, but then it's like it's kind of still cheesy. It's like it's more iconic just because of the opening scene and just we grew up with it, but I don't think it's a great theme song. Bonanza's the one that was on it, and I moved it off. I think 90210 knocked that one off. It's just kind of a cooler one, but Bonanza's just a classic. And then the one that got bumped out because you called me and I was like, oh, he better not be canceling on me. He's like, pick up, and you're just like, dude, you're gonna hate yourself because I hate myself. we forgot the kids in the hall. I was like, oh, I'll put it on, and then I played it for Emily, and Sarah's in the room. She like looks up for what she's doing, and she's just like, dude, I haven't heard that in a long time. It's making it. So it kicked out the Rockford Files, which is gonna make our mom's husband Doug very mad because he loves the Rockford Files. And he thinks it's the greatest theme song of all time. It is good, but again, if we're knocking out like Airwolf, we got to knock out Rockford Files because more people probably saw Airwolf than the Rockford Files. So that's kind of where I'm at. So yeah, I mean, there were probably like any of the top 5 seeds. Like I think we could have interchanged a lot because Miami Vice is a 5 seed and it's like a good one. Night Court is great. Yeah. So, and again, big news here in a couple weeks, we're going to start having a regular third person with us. It's just so much nicer to have the third person. It's going to be one. I think we're going to have one on majority of the time, and then we'll rotate out with whoever else could make it. You will remember him from the epic Weird Al episode that you can go back and watch on fantasysports.com. It is Drew. I talked to him today at church. He cannot make it. He could not make it this week or next week, but he is fully on board to come back, and he's probably going to be in studio most of the time because he lives up here with us, with me, not you. You're down since in the Natty. So I'm excited about having Drew on. Drew is great, and I think he'll help bump viewership even back up. So we got to come up with a nickname for Drew. I think early on, my original one is going to be the Drew Master, but in the comments what you want to do, Drew. Nate, you can come up with some great ones. I'm sure you'll text me like 5 later tonight as you're thinking about it.
Working on it right now.
Exactly. And our kids are always gonna, if we're in a pinch, I'm just gonna throw one of our kids on, and even if it's like I don't know what you're talking about, great. Then it's just gonna be random. So for today, what we're gonna do, because I had an idea while I was driving, and then when I was picking Noah up from work, I tested it out. We're gonna ask Gemini, like, the answer if you and I get stuck, and we did a practice one before the show, and it's pretty great. So that's where we'll be today. So I will not try to be too sometimes when we don't have one, I'll get to be more agreeable on some things. Like if you watch the last episode, even afterwards, you said, dude, I thought you were trying to agree more on this stuff. I was like, I was. Plus, it was the East West Bowl name, so it really did not matter for me on that. So let's get started. Magnum P.I, Doctor Who. Magnum P.I is a classic one. It's such a great theme song. I think a lot of people, I don't think, maybe watch Doctor Who. That's more of one of those like a cult following. It kind of got a bump up like early 2000s. I got introduced. my wife watched it, loved it, wanted me to watch. I just never did. And then when I tore my Achilles, I really could not do anything. So I felt bad because the first couple of days when I could not get out of bed, she had to empty my pee jug. So
awesome.
So yeah, so there was like there was some text where it was just like, it started off like, hey, I'm gonna need you to empty my pee jug. And it was very polite, and then it just ended up being like pee as my text to come have her. And so I felt bad to have her do that. So I was like, I'm gonna watch Doctor Who because then like we could talk about it. She'd be very excited. So that did help a little bit on that. And it's a good from the Ninth Doctor on. I did not go back old school. The Ninth Doctor on, like, it's great. At least through the Ninth Doctor, you had 10th Doctor, 11th Doctor. Those are the best ones, I think. So it's a good theme song, but I don't know if you even know it if you listen to it. But Magnum P.I.
I had to listen to it because I've never watched Doctor Who.
Yeah, I didn't think you did.
If Sarah has to clean out my pee jugs at some point in my life, I will start watching it.
Okay. But she does have to. She does not have to empty my pee in the jug. So Magnum P.I. is winning.
Yeah, Magnum P.I. is
yes.
as good as it gets.
So this is a fun one. Alf versus ER. This is the one I asked when I first said, let's see what Gemini has to say. And it made me laugh because it called Alf ALF.
ALF.
ALF. ER is a good classic song. Alf's fun. Alf is, I think, underrated. And I think it's a better thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it blows it away.
Yeah. And just FYI, so did Gemini. Gemini, it was like ALF, like, no doubt. It was because they just said it was more fun, had stuff. ER is just more of a serious, like, doctor type show on that. So, but shout out to ER, man. ER is up like 20 years. What's that? Some of these doctors is like ER and Grey's Anatomy that just get a run forever, right? Which is nuts.
Then you got shows like House, where it's like, I'll still watch some House. Give me some House.
Dude, House is highly underrated. I love me some House. Knight Rider 90210. So 90210 was one that you were like, hey, we should probably get 90210. And I was kind of like, I kind of forgot because I never really watched 90210. Sarah did when we were early in our marriage and stuff. And I remember I knew about it because I could, Peach Pit, all that stuff. And I had to listen back to him like, dude, it kind of hits. Like it was one of those 90s, like first, like, oh, you can make theme songs kind of cool. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It comes out ripping.
Yeah.
But it's not.
However, you think Knight Rider should be the number one overall seed. And in a text to me earlier, we're like, I think it's going to win it all. So we shall see. We'll see what Gemini thinks because it's probably going to come down to a Gemini. Miami Vice and the Munsters. This is interesting because Miami Vice was a huge, that was a hit on the charts.
Right.
Here's my take. I think it's kind of overrated. I think at the time it was like, oh, this all, and then with the suit, like. I mean, I think it might still beat the Munsters, but the Munsters is a classic. Just
it is a absolute classic. If all the ones that we kept in out of the older ones, I think that was the right one to keep in.
Yeah, the Addams Family almost made it, but I was like, I can't have two monster shows on this. So
it's Monster Off.
And the Addams Family, I think the Addams Family gets. Oh, the Addams Family actually he was on there. It's not
the first episode.
It was, and that's right, because then we said it basically didn't win because it was the snaps kind of carried the song. Do we have a 5-12 upset with the Munsters and Miami Vice?
Not in this one. No, Miami Vice is.
I think there were other songs beside the Munsters. Like I think if 902 and the Munsters were flipped, I think 902 might beat Miami Vice.
Yeah, I could see that.
But the Munsters is not. I think the Munsters keep it close till halftime, and then Miami Vice comes out and just presses them and wins big. Night Court, you are not. Night Court, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Here's the thing: people are be like, "Why did Buffy the Vampire Slayer make it?" Like, so here's the deal. Sarah and I ended up watching. She watched Buffy during the summer where nothing was off in reruns, and she's like, "This show is great." And I'm like, what? No, No, they're not. Like, that's the movie was okay. It was fun. She's like, it's so good. And then I watch, I'm like, it's kind of good. And then the theme song is really, if you've listened to it, the theme song, it kind of hits hard. It's cool. And I love that theme song. And that would be something I would listen to like on like a playlist. However, Night Court is one of the all-time great ones. The bass to start it and the sax, like it's as much as I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer, this is not even close.
Yeah, Night Court is so underrated as a theme song. Yeah, the horns and that bass line, it's incredible.
Yeah. It really, like,
I listened to all these at least once leading up to this. And
exactly.
Night Court's one of those where I was like, I'll run that one back again real quick.
I'll run it. I was like, I'm listening again. I'll make sure I know it's right. No, and that's a one too where it's so cool because like it's for a comedy, but dude, that could be for like any show. Like you put that like at any show and it's going to be great. So yeah, Night Court, like that again, that could have been one. I could like, dude, if you said Night Court is a 1 seat over Magnum P.I, I'm like, okay, I am not going to argue with that. This is going to be a cool one. These are two newer shows, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, 30 Rock. I love 30 Rock. With 30 Rock, it just hits hard. I have a little thing in my heart for I love 30 Rock. Like I love both these shows, first of all. They're both hilarious. 30 Rock, when Noah was little, like I'm talking like 1 or 2, like he was under 2. Sarah would watch 30 Rock and he'd be holding him, and Noah was the easiest, coolest baby. And that would play, he'd just be sitting there like, dun, 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 shaking his head. It was the funniest thing. But as I was listening to stuff, and then I was like, something came up. Brooklyn Nine-Nine was not original. Neither one of us, I think, had Brooklyn Nine-Nine on our list. I don't think. I can't remember. You may have.
I made 2 different lists, so I don't know. It wasn't on the initial one.
I think the one you gave me did not have Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And somehow, like, I will watch anytime Brooklyn Nine-Nine comes up on YouTube, like any of the cold opens or anything, I'm going to watch it. I watched, it's a couple hours. They have every cold open of that show just in order, just cold opens. I have watched that several times. I'm only into like season 3 of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but it is great. And then I'm like, when I saw that, like, dude, Brooklyn Nine-Nine theme is low key really good.
Yes.
Like, you love that show.
Oh, I'm all in on the 9-9. I absolutely love that show. Andy Samberg is just, that guy can do no wrong in my eyes.
No, I know he's so great. He's excellent. I think Brooklyn Nine-Nine wins this one. I like, as much as 30 Rock's cool, like Brooklyn Nine-Nine is hard. The dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, like, dude, it hits. Like, dude, it is so good. I'm going Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes, all day.
Shout out to Tina Fey, who is just like the best. But like it wins. So, and I think I just screwed up. Will it do it? It did. Hey, I moved it over. I should bring my mouse for this. I hate the laptop mouse pad. Yeah. I'd rather have a mouse. All right. The Fox cartoon off, The Simpsons, Futurama. Simpsons, iconic. It has been around forever. It has been around since the 80s because of the Tracy Ullman show. This is where it started. Right. So like it is, and everyone knows it. And it's such a good song. I think Futurama is underrated. I think Futurama is underrated, number one, as a show. But then Absolutely. I think the theme song is also underrated. So I'm going Futurama here. I do like The Simpsons, but I'm going Futurama as a theme song.
I'm going to disagree with you on this one.
There we go.
I'm going to go Simpsons. It's Gemini instead.
I'm glad. So we could do a Gemini. Hopefully this works. See, it's going to like technical difficulties. All right. Can't have that on. That's going to be crazy. All right. I wish you can't really get it set up too quick. It's like, hey, Gemini, who wins in a better theme song matchup, The Simpsons or Futurama?
The Simpsons wins for its timeless, iconic orchestral energy, though Futurama's space funk vibe is a close second.
There we go, Gemini. Gemini has it. Simpsons wins, yeah. But I'm gonna start using the term space funk vibe as much as I can from here on out.
Changing my band name from Side Project to Space Funk Vibe.
I'm telling you what, nothing against Drew, but if Gemini brings that energy, we may not even need Drew. So if Drew, if you're listening, sorry, you may have just got beaten out by the robot overlords, which we hate here on the show. We would never do that. We're not gonna keep a job from a fellow human, a good person, because of Gemini. So Simpsons win. I have no problem with it. Simpsons is great. It's so iconic. Simpsons may be one of the most iconic theme songs. And again, I don't count. It is instrumental, even though they say The Simpsons at the beginning. It does not count. Just like Knight Rider's got the voiceover on it. It's fine. Law and Order, Home Improvement. Law and Order, another one with the beginning, and then it's just the bam, 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 dun, 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 dun. Home Improvement is a fun one because of the grunts. It's funny. I don't know. I think Law and Order wins, but Home Improvement is a fun. And Home Improvement, here's the other thing about I may switch now. Home Improvement, the music is so much like the drills and the hammering. So of any of the theme songs, Home Improvement may be the best theme song for the show. Where are you sitting at this matchup?
So when we're at the cottage, we just have the digital antennas for the cable. So the one Laugh channel, Home Improvement's on a lot. And I've been watching a lot of Home Improvement lately. Law and Order is more iconic, but I think I like Home Improvement better. It's more fun, and it is perfect for the show. So I think I might be actually leaning Home Improvement, as crazy as that may sound.
And the more I think about it, it's not crazy. Like, I think Law and Order is more iconic, but I think it has that ER feel where it's like, okay, it's just like, it's a good theme song for that. But like, if you had Law and Order that on, like, you're just going to be like, dun, dun, you're just like, okay, like if you're watching it on streaming, like there's some theme songs, like a lot of times I'll just skip. Like if Psych's on, a lot of times I'll just listen to the whole thing because it's funny. I think with Law and Order, you're going to probably skip it. I think with Home Improvement, you will probably give it a listen a few times. In Law and Order, I think you just skip it to get to the show. I think Home Improvement, you were just like, because it's just cool, and just for that part, that's the thing. By putting the at the end is huge because then you want to wait for it. I'm gonna go with you on Home Improvement. Sorry, Gemini. When I put that matchup in, because I don't think Home Improvement as a song wise is great, which was a 15, but like it got a good matchup. It matched up well against Law and Order. Again, if it was against Knight Rider, it's not winning. Hawaii. I don't think it wins against Night Court.
No, Night Court's better.
But Law and Order, it's just one of those gets the high seeds. All right, so that's the top end. Got the other Hawaii 5-0. I think Hawaii 5-0 of theme songs kind of gets forgotten because it was such an older show, and it wasn't like the most popular show back in those days, like with Magnum P.I, A-Team, even like Quantum Leap. The Hawaii 5-0 theme song, it hit hard for that era. It would hit hard now.
Yes, it was another one I listened to, and I was like, I forgot how good this is. I listened to it a couple of times.
Yeah, because I never watched the show, but you just knew about the song, and then you re-listen to it like I did too. I just listened to it dude, this is awesome, and it just hits hard at the beginning too, and it's great. And I love Seinfeld. Awesome. Yeah, Seinfeld's like a fun, but it's like dude, if Seinfeld didn't have a theme song, I'm like, it's fine. Right. So that's why Seinfeld as a show would not be a 16 seed, but as a theme song, it is. I almost took that out and left one of the other ones in, but I just love Seinfeld so much. Hawaii 5-0, easy. This is a good one because Peter Gunn is a show a lot of you may not even know, but you would know the theme song of Peter Gunn. Cosby Show, I was kind of torn where to put the Cosby Show because I was like, they switch the style of the song, and I listened to. Of course, they had YouTube. I listened to all the songs of all the seasons, and it's the same song. It's just rearranged different. So I will give them that. Unlike the Drew Carey Show, which they finally found one, but Peter Gunn is at which is cool, but I think it has that ER like Law and Order where it's like the Cosby Show theme, the first Cosby Show theme song I think is my favorite. But the other ones, I'm telling you what, there's not one of those that I'm like, they're all kind of great. And even if you take away them in the beginning of the show and stuff, I think Cosby Show wins this close 8-9. I don't think it's close. I just think Peter Gunn has that, you'll hear that in other stuff. But I think Cosby Show is the better one.
I'm going to disagree. We're going to have to go to Gemini because Peter Gunn not only makes me think of the Blues Brothers, but also the old arcade game Spy Hunter. That was the music in that too. So
That's right.
I have much history with the Peter Gunn theme.
All right. My prediction is it's going to be Cosby Show because I think the robot overlords are going to take the popularity of the Cosby Show and they're going to say something about the non-space funk vibe of it. So we shall see. Gemini, who wins in a better theme song matchup? Peter Gunn or the Cosby Show?
Peter Gunn wins easily. Henry Mancini's iconic driving jazz rock riff is legendary, whereas the Cosby Show theme changed every season and has a heavily tarnished legacy. Which version of the Cosby Show theme were you thinking of?
All right. Look at the robot overlords throwing like the roofie Bill Cosby under the bus is tarnished. That just shocked me, but then like I gotta look. I don't think I can pull it back up. Whatever he said, the Peter Gunn, that's another line I want to use on that. So again, I don't mind it because the Peter Gunn one is great. I totally get that. I think of it as in the Blues Brothers because we've watched that movie so many times. I never the Peter Gunn was like in the 60s, so it's like that. So
yeah, I've never seen it.
Peter Gunn moves on. I like talk about this King of the Hill X-Files. Let's hear your thoughts on that. So it's not just me talking all the time.
So the X-Files is clearly iconic, but man, the King of the Hill is that the replacements. Who is that? Just things that
I think it's
that. I have that in my like songs playlist on YouTube or on Spotify. So X-Files, oh man.
Yeah, I'm like
it's a hard decision.
The X-Files is just so the X-Files is a cool theme song, but the King of Hill is so fun. Like yeah, I don't know. Should we just Gemini?
Listen to the King of the Hill one I prefer. So
I prefer the King of the Hill too.
Anything over
we'll just go. I think King of the Hill. Like I think it's one of those things. Like the X-Files is cool. Like this is just the best themes. Like I just like X-Files is great as a 13 seed. I think highly disrespected by whoever seeded these songs.
I think it was Gemini.
I think it was Siri. It was all right. Sanford and Son, Kids in the Hall. We added Kids in the Hall because it's such a fun. If you have not watched Kids in the Hall, like what are you doing? Go watch Kids in the Hall. Lopez, just so many great characters and sketches back before. Like that's back when. Really, like SNL was like the only real sketch comedy show. I know SCTV was around, but this, I believe, Kids in the Hall was probably before Mad TV. I think.
Yeah, it was.
And in Living Color,
also,
I believe.
And it was also Lorne Michaels.
That's right. It was Lorne Michaels. And I mean, great. It's great.
The Eradicator.
And we forgot about the Eradicator. So it's just so great. And then other songs that we cannot sing on here. As fun as the Kids Hall is, like Sanford and Son, one of the most iconic. I mean, it is so good. I'm going Sanford and Son.
I had Sanford and Son going with the initial matchup, but I don't know.
Yeah, Rockford Files.
I do love Sanford and Son. There's times I rode around with Bill and driving around the neighborhoods where they're setting out trash, and he's like, "Oh, that looks good," and I'd just be doing. But I don't know. I like the Kids in the Hall. I don't know. I say we let it go to Gemini. I'm going to say Kids in the Hall. Just see what Gemini says. There's no loser here. I love both.
No, there's not. But I would be surprised if Kids in the Hall wins this. And then I think
if Gemini knows what Kids in the Hall is.
If Kids in the Hall wins this, I think you like sabotage my Gemini. Hey, Gemini, who wins in a TV show battle? Sanford and Son, Kids in the Hall.
Sanford and Son wins on cultural legacy, massive ratings.
Oh, you didn't do the theme.
Iconic sitcom timing, whereas the Kids in the Hall takes it if you prefer surreal, boundary-pushing cult sketch comedy. It ultimately depends on whether
I got you.
Classic 70s.
We'll take it as Sanford and Son.
90s Canadian humor.
We could do. I think it's going to win anyway, so we'll go Sanford. I forgot to say theme song, so I think it still would have won. I just would have liked to hear what they referred to the sound of Sanford and Son as on Gemini. So it goes on. All right, I think this is gonna be a tough one for you. A-Team, Doogie Howser.
Yeah. It's not that hard. I love me the A-Team. The Doogie Howser one is good. I would have liked to not to have drawn A-Team in the first round, but that's just how it goes. That's
how it goes sometimes. Yep. A-Team is so great.
It's
it's so great because like it just has a theme of that show, but then the use of it in Napoleon Dynamite, and anytime they use it, it's kind of great. It's one of those songs when they use it, it's usually pretty great. I love the A-Team song. It's excellent. So it moves on. Then for two people that could not be diametrically opposed of their morals, Andy Griffith, Benny Hill. I totally forgot even about Benny Hill. You put it on your list. I'm like, oh, that has to go on there. It's the best. And Andy Griffith's on there because it's, again, iconic classic with the whistle and stuff. What says you on Andy and Benny?
Andy Griffith is catchy. You can hear it once, you'll be whistling on and off all day. But Benny Hill just brings so much joy to my face. Anytime that it comes on, it's you're anticipating everything to be moving in fast pace speed, everything all sped up, maybe a topless lady, you never know. But no, it's awesome. I love the Benny Hill theme.
You are correct. Benny Hill is better than the Andy Griffith. Like Andy Griffith is a classic one, but I don't think people realize like Benny Hill is iconic because you hear that. Like you just like it just you're running around fast. It's just like the little short guy that's always there. It's so good. And you can use the Benny Hill theme song in any kind of show you want. You can't really use the Andy Griffith theme song in anything else. This
I
one is
think it makes sense for the Andy Griffith show to have it. Honestly,
it doesn't.
It doesn't. Just picked on some guy like, hey, you got an idea for the theme song, and he just whistled some tune that was stuck in his head. And I love it. We'll use it.
Right. Exactly. 710 MASH, Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec is a good tune. MASH though, like something about that song just emotionally hit your soul, and it as an older one too, like it still holds up. It's good, and like I said, I love Parks and Rec, but I think MASH is the better theme song.
I'll go with a more iconic theme song, but MASH, when I was growing up, that was when you knew whatever show you were watching was pretty much over, and it was like 1 a.m, and then MASH is on. Up, time to go to bed. That song's like
exactly
a lullaby to me, but it does beat Parks and Rec. But yeah, MASH was like, oh man, I guess time to go to bed. Nothing else.
Time to go to bed. Nothing else is. I'm not gonna watch MASH. And then right at the first round, Mission Impossible, The Office. Everyone knows the Mission Impossible theme song. It's one of the most recognizable songs, even before the movies that came out. I think everyone loves The Office though too. The Office is one of those fun ones, and it just is very uplifting. I think I'm going Mission Impossible because like, dude, it's so great, and like it's excellent.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty flawless. Yeah. And so that means everything I have behind me, The Office, Parks and Rec, and Kids in the Hall, all lost first round.
Oh no! Oh man, you put the jinx.
Let me go get my Peter Gunn and Benny Hill stuff from upstairs. I'll be right back.
And if you don't think Nate has some Benny Hill memorabilia, you are probably totally mistaken. But all right, first round is done. Second round. What a matchup. You talk about two iconic legends in their own right. Magnum P.I. and Alien Life Form Alf. What says you?
Oh, it's Magnum P.I.
Yeah. Yeah, Alf is fun.
Now mustaches are making a comeback. Like my buddies that we hang out with at the cottage, their kids are all in their 20s and they're all rocking the mustache. I've been using the Magnum P. Hey, what's up, Magnum P.U.? You know, and he was riding the bike around just for fun, and I was like,
yeah,
I hit the Magnum P.I. theme song as he was riding by, and me and Jeff are just laughing. And Gage's like, I don't get it. Like, it doesn't matter if you don't get it. It's fun.
Is that for you? I don't know what it is because Adam has been rocking this. He's been rocking the mustache for a year. Xander's rocking the mustache. John had rocked the mustache for a while. Like all in their 20s, all my kids like, dude, go the beard. And I know they have what I have, where early on the beard, the connectors just did not come in. It never came in full. And they're like, I don't want to wait for it. But like, dude, it's like there. But yeah,
don't even start with me. I'm 47 and I'm facepalm. I can't grow anything. You guys and your facial hair problems.
It is true. He cannot grow facial hair. So
I get the Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, like zoinks. Not a great look.
It is not. All right, Knight Rider, Miami Vice, 2 classics. This is a classic 4-5 matchup. Ooh. I know where you are going.
Yes, you do. But Miami Vice, that's not an easy beat.
It is not, but it's a close one. But I'm taking Knight Rider on that. You can go. Just leave that door open. And you can leave this door open too. I trust you. All right, Emmy's going to the bathroom. On her own. It's a Sunday. No one else is here. And the front door does not work with my key fob again. So luckily I got set up on the app and could undo it from my phone. All right. We are in agreement, Knight Rider. It is the better one.
Yes.
It is so good. And I'm telling you what, like we're not factoring in the visuals of the opening scenes. Knight Rider is one of the best just opening scenes of a show. It is so cool. It's like the dusk, the light, like Kit was, dude, like when we growing up, we always like, dude, we want Kit as a car when we grow up. Like it was even better than the Batmobile. Like I want Kit.
Oh, 100%. In the movie The Benchwarmers, John Lovitz's character is like super rich, so he has whatever he wants. He's got Star Wars stuff, but he does have a Kit from Knight Rider. So
nice.
Everybody wanted Kit.
They did. All right. Night Court, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. As much as I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I am going Night Court.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Night Court.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got that. It's just everything about it. The bass and the dude, it is so great. Underrated show too. Like it is a great sitcom. It is really, and I think it holds up too. It's just so good. I never saw the reboot of it.
I heard it was pretty good. I don't know if it's still going. I know it did like 2 seasons at least, but
yeah,
if Bull's not
a cool
there,
thing to do. Bull's not there. Marky Post was dead also. All the bailiffs. Did you shut the door? Okay. And then Simpsons, Home Improvement. As much as Home Improvement is fun, I think it's The Simpsons here. I just think it's more iconic. It's better.
It is.
Home Improvement, 1 win. But kudos to Home Improvement with a win as a 15 seed, man.
I hope they're
Hawaii 5. Such a great premise too, like with him never seeing his, like it's such a good show. Wilson. Exactly. Tim Allen is great. I love Tim Allen. Patricia Richardson is great. Like that show is awesome. And it's also Jonathan Taylor Thomas, who my buddy Dave always refers to Jonathan Taylor, the football player, as when we talk about him on the blog. It's great. All right, Hawaii 5-0, Peter Gunn. This is like, do you talk about 2 titans? Peter Gunn is an 8 seed, crazy. I am going Hawaii 5-0 though. What's his?
Yeah, it's more upbeat. That drum beat is awesome, and then when it just kicks in, I think I will take Hawaii 5-0 over Peter Gunn. As much as I love me some.
All right. Oh yeah, Hawaii 5-0 makes it to the Elite Eight as 1 seed. Kind of a fun matchup, father-son matchup, kind of King of the Hill, Sanford and Son. I could go either way here. Like Sanford and Son is iconic. King of the Hill is fun. I think I'm leaning Sanford and Son here.
I think, this is a tough one, but I think I'm going King of the Hill. I can listen to that. I can listen to that joint all day.
Exactly. I'm kind of glad you did because I want to see what they do, and I'll make sure I say theme song on that. And then, see, this phone is crazy sometimes. Like it'll when I hit the thing for Gemini, it'll just like turn the phone. Hey, Gemini, what song would win? What theme song would win of King of the Hill theme song or Sanford and Son theme song if they battled each other?
The Sanford and Son theme song wins. Quincy Jones's legendary funk composition features a legendary groove, unmatched swagger, and iconic bass line that outshines the admittedly great Texas rock energy of King of the Hill.
Dude, I'm gonna start calling like people. You're a band, the legendary funk composition, and then the Texas
Quincy
rock
Jones.
energy. I did not realize Quincy Jones.
Behind it.
I did not either.
So part of Parks and Rec lives on because Rashida Jones is the daughter of Quincy
Yeah.
Jones. So
Exactly. Shout out there. All right, we've got. I gotta look back because somehow like this. I gotta fix that one. Thing. A-Team Benny Hill. Yeah, the Benny Hill when it goes over, just it's the formula is wrong and it just has the hashtag ref exclamation point. So Benny Hill A-Team. You could not have two different style of songs. I'm going A-Team, but I think even if you go A-Team, I want to throw it to Gemini to see how they refer to each song.
Yeah, I'm down. Because I'd be fine with one winning.
Are you going A-Team? Or are you going Benny Hill?
No, let's go Benny Hill. Benny Hill is awesome.
Okay.
I'll say Benny Hill.
I was gonna go Gemini just to see what they said, even if you wanted A-Team. So we were gonna listen to it anyways. I just want to hear what he says about the Benny Hill. I hit that again. I just gotta make sure I hit it a little bit longer than I need to. See, this is what. Hey Gemini, which TV theme song would win in a battle? The A-Team or Benny Hill?
The A-Team wins the battle by sheer force. Its driving military brass march pumps you up to crash through a wall in a heavily armored GMC van. The Benny Hill theme, Yakety Sax, is iconic, but it's strictly for running away from the fight and fast forward.
Yakety Sax.
I did not realize it was called Yakety Sax. So I'll tell you what, man, March, you learn something new every March Chadness. I'm glad we went that way because I just wanted to hear how they referred to, but now it's called the Yakety Sax. That's gonna be my new. If I get mad about something, Yakety Sax. Cubs blew the lead.
The A-Team is the much better song. So Gemini
it is. Yes. It is right, but to get the Yakety Sax,
we have a segment called the Yakety Sax Fun Fact of the Day. Things you didn't know.
We should do that. Like we're just gonna. Eventually, this show's just gonna be segments. We're not gonna have anything but segments on it. I was trying to think if there was a Hey Arnold thing. I just don't think there is. Like
no,
it's just not like next week. I'll tell you, TV Dads though is gonna start thinking about that in 2 weeks on Father's Day. Like what show would Arnold make the best TV dad? So that's gonna be fun. Last one for round 8. MASH, Mission Impossible. Where are you going, Nate?
Putting MASH to bed since it put me to sleep so many times. I'm going Mission Impossible.
Dude, nothing else needs to be said. The way you frame that, perfection. Mission Impossible goes on. Shout out to Nate Rink 1403. Any relation to you, Nate?
No, but he sounds really handsome.
He sounds really handsome. Comes out Yabba Dabba Drew is kind of great. Because Drew kind of looks like Barney Rubble a little bit. He has a Barney Rubble feel to him. And in a good way, not like in a bad way. So
in the best possible way.
He's not going to back out.
And
if you do
Barney
back
Rubble
out,
on Better Off
we got
Dead,
Gemini.
He's asking if he can date Lane's ex-girlfriend.
Which is such
Barney.
I can't wait till we talk about like 80s comedies. We could just talk about Better Off Dead. That scene, it's so great. There's so many great scenes of that. All right, the Elite 8, I truly believe is elite.
It is indeed.
Magnum P.I, Knight Rider. I know your love for Knight Rider. You almost left the show because Knight Rider was not a number 1, and it would have been me, Drew, and Gemini for the remainder of this show for its eternity. I am with you. I'm going Knight Rider here. I like
Yeah,
Magnum
when
P.I.,
you
but
when you
Night-
sent me this list, I initially had the 1-2 Magnum P.I. Knight Rider, and then I was like, I got to switch that because I love Knight Rider more than Magnum P.I. So that
Yeah.
would have been my number one overall.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's better. Like as much as Magnum P.I. is great, like I think a Knight Rider, I believe, is better. And it was I don't know why I put it as a 4. I think it was just because
There were so many good songs on here.
there's so many good ones, and I thought Hawaii 5-0 like needed some credit plus diversity. You know,
We had to make room
All
for
right.
Yakety Sax.
yeah. All right, Night Court Simpsons. I believe it is Night Court over the Simpsons.
It is Night Court.
Yeah, I figured we'd be there on that. Hawaii 5-0, Sanford and Son. Where are you leaning?
Hawaii 5-0 rips.
Dude, it does. Like it's so good. And again, Sanford and Son I think is more iconic, and it's good, but it's not going on to the Final Four. A-Team Mission Impossible. You talk about two songs that are like run like this had crashed through a wall, as Gemini had put it. I think Mission Impossible is the more well-known. Like I think they're both well-known. I think I want to lead A-Team here.
I agree with you. I think Mission Impossible is not as iconic as it once was. You'd hear it in a movie when we were growing up. It's like, oh, it's Mission Impossible. And even though those movies are huge, it doesn't rip as hard as the A-Team.
No. And I think, too, like, Mission Impossible, the TV show, wasn't super popular. I mean, it was. It was way before our time.
Yeah, right.
But, like, I you knew about it because it would be in stuff, but I think it had the movies not come out. I don't know if Mission Impossible theme song even makes this because I think people just forget about it.
Right.
All right, we have the Final Four, which is, dude, I don't even know. Like, you've got the number 1 seed, Hawaii 5-0. I believe the number 3 A-Team, yes. You've got the number 4 seed, Knight Rider, against. Oh no, the number A-Team versus Knight Rider. I'm off it. No, it's
Knight Rider, Night Court, Hawaii.
No, it is, yeah.
We got a night off.
The night off. So the A-Team Hawaii 5-0, 1-3, a 4-3 Knight Rider, Night Court. The night off, which is I think why I put him in this thing. You are going Knight Rider. I am almost positive.
All day.
I'm going with the other night without the K, Night Court. And so we'll see what Gemini has to say on which is the better theme song of Nights. Gemini, which TV theme song would win in a battle, Knight Rider or Night Court?
Knight Rider wins for its futuristic, synthesizer-driven energy that perfectly captures a high-octane action vibe. While Night Court has an incredibly iconic, funky bass line and a stellar saxophone solo, it feels more like a late-night jazz club than an epic battle anthem.
All right, Gemini, you're wrong, but the funky bass line, dude, I would watch that fishing show on ESPN, Ocho. Welcome back to Funky Bass Line.
Bunch of hip hop guys fishing.
Cause that would be, dude. I would watch that. If you telling me you got Ice Cube and Coolio on a boat fishing, dude, I like. How is that?
That's a funky bass line.
That is a funky bass line, and it's always Snoop Dogg on the like shore, like commentating it. Because Snoop Dogg commentating anything is phenomenal, but him commentating hip hop artist fishing to see who gets like either the most fish or the first fish to win. I'm down for funky bass line.
Bootsy Collins is winning. Bootsy Collins is winning.
Knight Rider wins the night off. You've got then Hawaii 5-0 and the A-Team. I don't even know. I think I'm gonna go A-Team because like I watched the A-Team. I do the A-Team theme song way more. Not that I'm around doing theme songs, but like sometimes in your head, like that could be Hawaii 5-0 is kind of, you kind of forget Hawaii 5-0 until it comes on and you hear the song like, oh yeah, Hawaii 5-0, but I'm not in my head like Hawaii 5-0 theme song. I am like the A-Team theme song probably a handful of times a year. So that's why I'm going to take the A-Team on this one.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with you. A-Team is just. I had that as a probably third on my list when you first sent this to me. So
yeah,
I love me some A-Team.
Exactly. I'm happy with the Knight Rider A-Team battle for the champion of this. I believe you're going to go Knight Rider.
You believe correct.
Give us like a 15, 20 second like push, like you try to convince us why Knight Rider should win this.
It just starts out nice and boom, 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 and then it picks up a little bit, but it's just I don't know what it does. It makes me want to drive fast. It makes me want to. I don't know. A-Team makes me want to run through a wall and kick some ass, but Knight Rider, I don't know. I don't know what it is about it. It just hits me in the right spot.
All right, I'm going A-Team because number one, I would, even if Gemini wasn't here, I would go A-Team. But I kind of want to see where Gemini lands on this. I'm not going to be mad either way because I want to talk about either of these in the champions bracket, which if you don't know, after we do 16 of these episodes, we do a champions bracket where we take the 16 previous winners and do a bracket on that. Go watch the first champions bracket on fanstreamsports.com. It's fun because you get a Will Ferrell, you get Will Ferrell versus Fruity Pebbles, just that kind of stuff. It's you get Shockmaster versus Field of Dreams. It's just a fun, like, how do you even decide? And then the winner of this will be in a future here in a few weeks. The Champions Bracket 2 Electric Boogaloo, as it's going to be referred to. So I'm excited. I don't think we could have gone wrong if any of the final four won it. Like I don't think that would have been it. And even if Magnum P.I got in there too. So let's see what I'm telling you. What the Gemini thing is fun because the 2 to 3 seconds of after I asked a question of us waiting to hear what he has to
anticipation
say, and just the kind of adjectives and adverbs and mispronunciations that could come out are great. So, what do you think Gemini's going to say?
I think it's going to go Knight Rider.
Okay,
but I'm not sure.
I think it's going to go A-Team.
I don't know what the reasoning is going to be.
I don't either. I think it might go A-Team just because I think A-Team's probably more popular, but it could go Knight Rider because of its funky synthesizer, like drag race, whatever they want to call it. All right. Hey, Gemini, which theme song would win in a battle of theme songs, TV theme songs, Knight Rider or the A-Team?
The A-Team wins hands down. While Knight Rider has an iconic, futuristic synth-pop groove, the A-Team theme is an absolute powerhouse. It delivers an unforgettable military march, explosive brass, and pure, adrenaline-fueled energy that commands attention. Which one do you find yourself humming more often?
All right.
All right
now, that was it. The futuristic synth-pop groove, first of all. That would be a great band name. I'm telling you what, right now, the term explosive brass could now become a new term for farts. Dude, who just let out an explosive brass? It's explosive brass and yakety sax.
Well, all right, so we're like a fourth of the way there to getting a bracket for great Gemini quotes. We got yakety sax, funky bass line, and explosive brass. So that could be a future bracket.
Right. I wish I could go back. I don't know if I could. Exactly. Like we'll probably have it next week unless we pull someone in for our next week's bracket, which I can't remember what I did next. What do you remember what we have next week? I was throwing something down. I know I was doing the TV dads. Huh? I know TV dads is in 2 weeks. I know. Is it the best Dougs? Which could be. I can't remember what we pushed. I don't know if we pushed one up. I know the best Dougs is kind of like a filler until we can maybe come up with another one. I do like the idea of having like picking a name and just coming up with the best names. We'll probably do that periodically through it. And as I was talking to Drew today, he's like, why Dougs? He goes, I don't think I can you fill a bracket of Dougs? I'm like, oh, Nate and I can fill a bracket of Dougs. If you made us do 64 Dougs, we could get 64 Dougs. And he's like, are you going to have to use Douglas's? I'm like, is it a Doug? Yes. We're like Douglas McCarthy. Like that, it's going to be a Douglas,
Right.
and there. So I don't know what next week is, but if Gemini is going to probably be there unless I get one of my kids to do it. But I think it's going to be another one where it's not going to be one where they're going to know anything, which could be fun, like to not know. I got it here. It is unofficially Best Dougs is next week. If you want to go Best Dougs next week,
I'm fine.
You and I kind of want to do Best Dougs because I want to. I would
Gemini.
love. And I think we just let Gemini. Maybe that's just it. We just do Best Dougs and just let Gemini the whole show. But then I don't want to get rid of our the brass, the explosive brass. The explosive brass at the Fantasy Sports. Like, why do we have you guys? We have Gemini.
Yeah, we're replacing ourselves at this point. We've already gotten us and Drew out of a job.
Exactly. So just to round out, A-Team wins. It's in the Champions Bracket 2 Electric Boogaloo. There are 4 more left, and here's what's on the docket. Next week, Best Dougs. Father's Day the week after, TV Dads. After that, excited about Beastie Boy songs. And to round it out on July 5th, Most American Things, because it'll be the day after America being 250 years old. Nate and I have a lot to say about that. It's probably going to be a very short baseball talk. And then if any sports news comes up, and it's going to be all America, USA, USA, USA. We have some
as
stuff
well. It
planned.
Should be 250 years of freedom.
As well it should be. I ordered a shirt from Super 70s Sports for the occasion. I don't really have a 4th of July type shirt. I loved it. It is great. So that's what's coming up soon. Hey, 252 viewers. Thank you so much. I'm starting to think a lot of them could be the robot overlords keeping an eye on us, because the only person that commented was one of the co-hosts of the show. So
allegedly,
I don't know, and no likes. So like, subscribe, tell your friends. As Nate always says, tell your enemies as well. Nate, a good show. We'll be back next week. Come check out all the other shows at fanstreamsports.com. We will have later this week the first installment. Tito Thidoff and I. He's known as Ratings Gold when he's on any kind of show. We are going to record later today our first 2026 Fantasy Football Island show. It'll go out later this week. Check it out. We're going to be talking rookies, faces in new places, and the top 12 current ADP. I'm excited. Football season's around the corner. I'm enjoying baseball. Nate,
it is mock draft season, so
it is. I have not.
If you ever do an episode with a mock draft, I'll be one of the guys. I'm in.
Yeah. I think we've tried to do that this year. Like, do more of that kind of stuff. This is probably the latest that I have not done a mock draft yet. So I still think it's a little early. That's why he and I talked about it. It's like, I understand the people like the fantasy footballers who I love, and other people that this is their job, it's their full-time job. They've got to put content every week, but sleepers in May it doesn't make sense. Also, if you are also like me, tired, I'm just pushing my own show. It's great. If you're tired of the term sleepers in fantasy sports, because at this point with the interwebs, back in the day, sleepers were sleepers because most people had no idea who the third string receiver was. And the backup running backs weren't known very well. No one's a sleeper now. When you say like Carson Beck is a sleeper, or, whoever, like everyone knows these people are. My buddy came up with some new terms for that, and we will kind of talk about it later on in episodes. So check us out. Nate, any last words before we leave this amazing show once again?
No, we did instrumental songs, so I'm going without speaking.
That's too bad we don't have an instrumental. I should have an instrumental. Maybe I'm gonna throw this. I'm not sure what this is, but I'm gonna throw this. Normally we do our normal Rink Brothers, but that seems more not to be the end of the show for instrumental. It seems to be something they should play on Funky Bass Line, the show. So I'm gonna play, and I should know what it is. I'm gonna play something that on here that's called Whistle Circuit to end it. I think it's instrumental. Thanks for watching.
Oh wait,
we
you
love
know
you
what?
guys.
I knew
What?
I'm sorry. I just realized that we could do a short Hey Arnold, because what song does he sing in Twins on the plane?
Okay, we'll do.
Yakety yak,
Hey,
don't talk, say yakety sax. Don't talk about
dude, that's our of the day. I love having it on the board now. I would love to see Twins Arnold chasing Danny DeVito to yakety sax would be phenomenal. All right, we'll end on that. Thanks again for watching. We love you guys. Nate, I love you.
Love you too, man.
We're ending the show on what's called the Whistle Circuit.